New Mexico Broker Basics, page 38. Owner or manager who fails to meet this 30-day requirement gives up the right to any further action for recovery. Part 24 of the Commission Rulebook indicates that upon termination of a management agreement, a broker must provide a final accounting to the owner within 60 days. Obligations of the owner. The owner is required or allowed to do the following under the Act. The owner must notify in writing to the resident the name and address of the person authorized to manage this premises. Also, the name and address for service of process subpoena must be provided. The owner must substantially comply with minimum housing codes that affect health or safety. The owner must provide electrical, plumbing, sanitary, heating, ventilating, air conditioning, and other facilities in good and safe working order and per parts 23 and 24 of New Mexico Real Estate License Law, Real Estate Commission Rules, and Timeshare Act 2012 edition, reprinted from Annotated Statutes of New Mexico and 2012 supplement. Provide receptacles for the removal of ashes, garbage, rubbish, and other waste, and supply running water and reasonable amounts of hot water and heat. The owner may adopt rules and regulations concerning the resident's use and occupancy of the premises. The resident must receive a copy of existing rules when entering into the rental agreement. The owner may enter the dwelling unit in order to inspect the premises, make necessary or agreed repairs, or exhibit the dwelling unit to prospective residents or maintenance workers, provided that the owner has given advance written notice within 24 hours of the intent to enter. If the owner or tenant fails to comply with this act or the rental agreement in such a manner as to materially affect health or safety, or violate the above rules, the affected party may terminate the agreement after 7 days written notice to the other party if a reasonable attempt to remedy has not been initiated. Obligations of the tenant. The resident is required or allowed to do the following under the Act. Comply with minimum housing codes. Dispose of waste in a safe manner. Keep plumbing fixtures clean and use facilities in a reasonable manner. Not destroy, damage, or remove any part of the premises or permit others to do so. Not disturb the neighbors. Abide by the rental agreement and resident rules and regulations. Notice of termination. The owner or the resident may terminate a week-to-week residency with written notice to the other by providing the notice at least 7 days before the termination date. A month-to-month residency may be terminated by written notice if provided at least 30 days before the termination date. Extra notes. The Licensing Act and the Commission rules create a non-fiduciary relationship called transaction broker may represent. And that's all I got right there. Exclusive agency. The agent only represents their client's interest. Can only be created by an express written agreement. The relationship between the broker and an owner. Something property management. C. Of the remaining 16 credit or 16 continuing education hours, no more than 10 hours may be earned from training category courses. All 16 hours may be earned from, I don't know, something maybe education courses. D. Qualifying broker must attend the QB refresher course and every 3 years for 0 credit hours, the 36 hours, and must also attend a commission meeting, something heavy. Refusal, suspensions, and revocations of licenses, major fact, and that's all I got of that. Brokerages working with consumers either as customs or clients may do so through a variety of brokerage relationships. These relationships include, but are not limited to, transaction broker relationship. And that's all I got of that. Brokers are the following. That's all I got of that. Active participation in assisting the party to whom. That's the end of that. 5. Written disclosure of any adverse material facts actually known by the broker about the property, the transaction, financial ability of the parties to something maybe complete the transaction. That's the end of that. 7. Non-interference with a purchase agreement or any express written agreement that another broker has with the buyer, seller, landlord, owner, or tenant. When a licensee represents both the buyer and seller in a single transaction, acting as an agent for both implies a position of trust or confidence. Fiduciary duties automatically arise when, with the creation of any type of an agency relationship, and are based